Yeah, packaging automation is really coming. We offer, a high output version on our sterilizing equipment, which will automatically aseptically transfer the product right into a filling system and either fill retail pouches or bulk pouches, and then seal them in a modified atmosphere that will promote stability for over 1 year in a package. When truth in labeling laws really hit cannabis upon federal legalization, your labels have to be true. And so if you make a claim for THC on the label, within 60 days without modified atmosphere, that label is no longer going to be true, and you have to remove it from store shelves. They'll say it's 90% THC on the label, and within 60 days it's 80, and then dropping very quickly. And so this is very typical in the presence of oxygen. The air we breathe is 20.9% oxygen. So when we alter that atmosphere or control it to very low oxygen levels, we don't get oxidation. And that's hence what we do for our long-term stability. Yeah, well, many don't know that is the mechanism of being out of label, but it is just oxidation. And we see this in food, in pharma, in the nut industry. If we don't flush packages of nuts, they'll be rancid within 90 days, and they're not really edible at that point. And it's same thing with cannabis. It oxidizes within about 90 days, and it really kind of turns, much less flavorful and much less, terpene. Yeah. And it just kind of turns into cardboard over time. And so by altering the oxygen in the package, we can maintain that stability all the way for 1 year in a package and be on label within 15, plus or minus 15%. In the food industry, people pay big money to make sure they remove all the air from their packages and or modify atmosphere, package them in such a way that promotes quality and protects their brand. And we'll see more and more of this coming in the cannabis industry, especially with some of the high stability products that VIST Labs is offering to the market. We know we have to clean the product and sterilize it to a point, or pasteurize it to a point where we've inactivated all pathogens and yeast and mold, and along with aerobic bacteria. So we want to make sure we clean it and sterilize it, and now we're prepared for long-term storage, and that's where we'll transfer it into a package, very, very low oxygen level. We may inject terpenes into that package at the same time that we're sealing it off. And then, of course, then, what happens is we have a pure, stable, microbial controlled product, and the microbes will not grow at the oxygen level that's in that package. So we've kept them in check. We've kept all these oxidative processes, oxidation of THCA, oxidation of terpenes and flavors. We've also kept those in check because there's just no catalytic oxygen available. Terpenes are very, very oxygen sensitive, and we can inject them into the package where we have days and weeks and months of infusion time versus doing it in a day and then removing it from that package, and then oxygen takes its toll on that product because it's still not in an oxygen-free package. Cryopasteurization is very unique. Cryogenic pasteurization starts with medical grade water and liquid nitrogen. We boil off the liquid nitrogen and we create a cryogenic vapor. It's that cryogenic vapor that will sterilize the product in as quick as 120 seconds, but certainly within 220 seconds, completely sterilize the product, and then we'll purify it. Again, in that medical grade atmosphere that just boiled off at minus 330, It's a medical grade atmosphere at 10 parts per million purity, 10 times purer than an operating room, and that is what we purify the product with for about 8 minutes. During that time, off flavors are removed. A lot of musty, mildewy, moldy notes are also removed, and now we prepared the product for long-term storage.
Anything you haven't been able to solve yet?
No. Just federal legalization. Yeah. That would be very nice, and it would be also very nice to have cannabis be a safe product in that it's pasteurized and not unpasteurized like other products that are in the marketplace.
Federal legalization, I feel like, is going to help streamline all of compliance.
It'll help streamline compliance, and hopefully it'll provide a safe product for consumers, because it's not always safe in every state that you go to. My personal belief is cannabis is being grown and it's known to be an inhaled product. And because it's an inhaled product, it should fall under the medical standards for inhaled products, which is sterility and not present with pathogens. And so I would like to see a lot more medical grade packaging available in the recreational market, because that's really where it belongs. Working on next is very high speed systems with for cannabis, being able to automate the system. Again, our high output system will automatically deliver it right to a bagger, very similar to the Paxium machine behind us, and we'll flush and follow that product all the way into the package until it's sealed in a zero oxygen atmosphere.
Which territory right now is the most exciting?
The hottest market right now is really Europe. I mean, they're just in the infancy stage. I call it the green rush, where everyone's trying to get in as quickly as they can with the right equipment. But everything in Europe is medical grade, and so everything goes through EU GMP certification process, and that in of itself is a long process. So, but it's a very hot market, and it's great to see the excitement in the industry.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Great.
Great.
Crushed it. Yeah.